Welcome to the Post for All Season Sports Show. I'm Drew Rubenstein here with Dave Racy, and Christmas Eve, Dave, so I thought we would do a Christmas-themed edition here and pretend that you're Santa Claus and collecting the wish list from different WVU officials, and we'll start off with Athletic Director Oliver Luck. If you were to have a wish list for Santa Claus, what would that include?
Well, he needs one thing, and those are wins and victories by both his football and basketball programs, and maybe this year will be for the men's basketball team. They've gotten off to a pretty good start, and hopefully next year the football team, maybe some of the breaks will go their way a little bit more, and they'll have a winning record and return to the bowls. So nothing makes a coach's or an athletic director's job easier than W's, and that's what he needs.
Especially after the last 2 years. Going down the list, how about head coach Dana Holgorsen on the football side of things?
Well, again, he needs W's, but I think I'd give him one thing. He needs a big, patience type thing, pill to give to all the fans and everybody else. I know that this season was not, a great one, obviously, but I think there was a lot more rebuilding that needed to be done in the way the whole regime change was handled. It was almost like in Iraq where you just go out and tear everything down, and it's going to take a while to build up. It wasn't a smooth, easy transition. His coaching staffs, he needs a couple more years. So I think that's what he needs, some patient pills to give to everybody.
That makes sense, and I'm sure he'd also take a few $1 million to get some of his facility projects that he'd like to get up and running as well.
Well, I'm a Santa Claus, though, so that's what I think is more important.
You get to decide.
Yeah.
From the gridiron to the hardwood, we'll start off with men's basketball, Bob Huggins.
I would like to see maybe for Coach Huggins on his recruiting, to get some players back in here more in the mold that he had when he first came here and things like that. I think we've had too many situations where the players have not been around or been in problems, and you hear him last year talk about it, and right now we've got two still not eligible to play and stuff, and I think this sort of hurts. I think he needs to, his recruiting, his recruiters out there need to find players who are going to be eligible, going to come here and play the 4 or 5 years, stay in school, and he needs that to get the program to be more solid.
I often think back to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying. John Beilein in his first press conference as WVU's coach said chemistry is everything, more important than any other quality, and I think along those lines that's a lesson that the WVU men's basketball team's learned the last couple years. But going to the women's basketball side, a team that has had a group of players around for a while, Mike Carey seems to have things rolling, but still what would be on his wish list?
Oh, you fans. I mean, he needs more crowds like the Baylor crowd last year, where they had 13,000, the biggest crowd in the Coliseum last year, basketball, men's and women's. So he just needs to get more support and stuff, and maybe, from the university too, to help them, try to promote the team and get people out there. Maybe they need to do some things to encourage people to come out and see the team, and give them a little bit more of a boost, because it's women's basketball in a lot of places are very, very popular, and no reason why it couldn't be here in Morgantown either.
And I think this team, honestly, I think it has the potential and the pieces, if they can come together, to be one of his best, if not his best, during his tenure here. Baseball. Randy Mazey's had a lot of success since he's been here, but what would be on Randy Mazey's
wish list? Well, I think he got
list?
his already. The new baseball
Sure.
stadium is going to be built. It's going to be like, I guess, the Chavez Ravine a little bit. You're going to come in and it's going to be down, or someone showed it to me. So that's going to be a great thing for him. So, he's getting his new baseball park, and I'm sure that's going to be the thing. I mean, could he use a couple high school Roger Clemens throw-alikes that came up from Texas and things? That would be nice too. But I think he's got his birthday present already, or his Christmas present already.
I think you hit on a lot of things that would make WVU athletic officials happy, but how about a new guy in town who will be here for a few months, President Gordon Gee?
I would think that Gordon Gee would probably just like to stay out of sports. So I think we're going to give him a get-out-of-jail-free card, so if anything happens in sports, he doesn't have to deal with it. He can just stay in the academics and running of the university. I think that would be his best present.
All right, very good. Dave, appreciate your time. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas and enjoys the holiday season. And we'll be back next week to look at the year in review in the local sports scene. Thanks for watching today.